are they doing here? Home is home, and you know, I'm really proud of my little place, and for me it's a pleasure to show you a little bit of it, so you know where I come from, and you know why being working outside my country for almost 20 years, I'm still a very, very proud Setúbal boy, and this is a Setúbal boy that I feel here. That's the way people makes me feel. Is a loved Setúbal boy, not what sometimes I am when I am in football or in other places. In here, everybody knows me. The older people, they know me since I was a kid. The people from my generation, they know me from Zé. The way they call me comes from Jose. They call me Zé. And then the younger people, they look at me with that respect of the guy that left the city but is one of us. So is a place where I feel really in peace. Yeah.
So Zé has now won everything that there is to win and more in the world's most popular sport. But is there still a little bit of Zé in there?
Not a little bit, more than ever. This is basically the first time where I have time to sing. It's the first time, for example, that I am in Setúbal on the end of July or beginning of August. It's the first time in more than 20 years. I have some time to sing, to re-sing, to analyze, and what I feel is exactly that Zé, full of fire, because my friends, they tell me, enjoy your time, enjoy your July, enjoy your August, enjoy what you never had. Honestly, I can't enjoy. I'm not happy enough to enjoy. I miss my football. I have the fire. I have a compromise with myself, with the people that loves me, with so many fans that I have around the world, so many people that I inspire. Zé has to be Zé and Zé and Zé until the last day. But the last day, I don't even see the last day, because I see like my next move will be like the start. Remember me going to the school with the ball under my arm. It's true. It's true.
My friend.
It's true. You see, the way people speak with me is not like Mr. Jose Mourinho. I'm not Mr. Nothing. I'm Zé. You know, I'm a football coach. They are fishermen, but we are Setúbal guys, and that's what I really like.
And so many people learnt from you. Have you learnt from you?
I've learned from me every day. And with the mistakes you make, you learn a lot. With the mistakes that others make, you also learn a lot. You are going to make mistakes all the time. The point is, don't make the same mistakes. But mistakes will come again and again and again. Victories are very, very important. In the end, they are the consequence of your work. Is the things that stay forever. Are the things that really stay forever in your history, in the history of football. But sometimes you learn more with the difficulties, and that's the feeling that I have. You cannot lose never your identity. You are who you are, and honestly, I'm so happy with who I am because that's the way I am, that I come and I am who I am. But you know, there is a new period ahead of me. There is a new challenge. I think many challenges ahead of me, and honestly, I look to that with more enthusiasm than I stop and I look back and I think about what I did before. What I did, I did. What I did, I did. But I'm so motivated. And again, I repeat, because my friends, they don't accept it very, very well. They want me to enjoy my time, and I just, it's a little bit difficult to be, for the first time, without my football, without my ambitions.
At the moment, it would still have to be one of the big 5 European leagues to attract you, to give you the right vibe.
Yeah.
You would return to the Premier League if
Yeah.
the right club available?
Of course.
Italy, Spain,
Yeah.
Germany and France?
Yeah. Exactly.
Rule everything else out at the moment?
Yeah, I think so. If you tell me a club in another country to fight, to be champion, to build something special, to bring that club in that country to a different level, maybe, who knows? But my focus is on the biggest ones, where the Portuguese is included. But I don't want to coach a Portuguese club now. I think I won the right to choose. I think I won the right to choose, and the people that is Mourinhista, like people says in Portugal, in Spain, in Italy. Mourinhista is somebody that likes, is a fan. Let's say we say Benfiquista, the people that loves Benfica. Portista, if you love Porto. A Mourinhista, if you love Mourinho. The Mourinhistas, they want me where I belong. So for me now, it's not a question just of, okay, I have this offer and I'm going to get it. I have to be patient and wait for the right one. And the right one is one at the dimension of what I am as a manager. And I have to be patient. And that is the most difficult thing, because I had the impulse during this period. I had the impulse so many times. Yes, I go. No, I cannot go. I cannot go. I have to wait exactly for the right one. I never told who. I never do that. Lots of respect for the people that thinks I'm the right guy for them, and I never do that. I was really surprised when the Chinese come out and told, and even post pictures with me in meetings. I was really surprised, because that's not my nature. But they were just one. I had so many possibilities to come back, but you know, I have to fight against this wheel of work, and I have to be patient. And I know that that today we are going to speak about Mr. Robson, to remember the 10 years of Mr. Robson left us, and I could imagine him telling me, Jose, come on, enjoy your time. It's a great opportunity for you to learn how to play golf. Something like that.
How do you think you would have coped managing one of today's Premier League football teams, one of the top teams?
You know, I think, I still think the most important thing in a football manager is charisma. It comes in front of everything else. Academic formation, football experience, football knowledge, strategies of leadership. You can go to the incredible number of sciences that in this moment can make a football manager better. Above everything, charisma. And Mr. Robson was, if you want to give an example of a manager with charisma, Mr. Robson is for sure one that comes immediately to the discussion. Charisma. charisma, and that a manager with charisma 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, in 2030, charisma, and he was very, very, very charismatic. I would imagine my dad to say, "Come on, beautiful place you have in the beach, enjoy your kids, enjoy your friends." I can see them, but the reality is my football is my football, and honestly I miss it. This is the stadium, and I brought you to the stadium because I want to give you a little bit of the perspective. When I was born, my father was a player here in Vitoria, Setúbal. That white building that you can see just behind the houses, just white building there, is where I lived. I lived always. Is where my mom still lives. So you can see the walking distance from the stadium to the building. This is my school, and I don't know how many hours I spent playing football in these pitches here. In my time, there were sand. They were not yet like synthetic, like now was sand, but exactly the same. And I would spend my time here. And so many times, maybe I still find. No, I don't find anymore. But me and my friends, we couldn't leave the school just by the door with a card and with permission. We broke one of these. We broke one of these. So, and I think was in this area here because we used this one to climb. We broke one of these, and we had a space, so we could put the head out and turn the body around and escape. And escape to do what? Escape to go to the stadium and to watch training sessions. So less classrooms, more football pitches, jump around and go to the football stadium. And this was the circuit.
Your public persona is very different to the real Jose. Why do you think that is?
I know, maybe my fault. Maybe my fault because of the way I am. I'm very close. When I am working, I need my loneliness. I think the football manager in many occasions is a lonely man, lonely with his thoughts, lonely with his feelings, lonely with his decisions. Because in the end, you can have staff and people that works with you, but the key word is decision, and decision making is only one that makes that decision. And I always say, I finish a game, I have another one 3 days later, I leave one press conference about the game A, and I'm already starting about the game B that comes to. And so maybe it's my fault, because the tendency is to close myself in the shell. Then probably also my fault, because what people sees in me is the 90 minutes, the way you live the game, the way you behave in the game, the way you appear in camera. And then I think maybe it's a little bit about that. People, when they see me in the street, they used to tell me, "Oh, you look younger. You look younger than you look on TV. Oh, I thought you were a little bit fatter. You look slimmer. Oh, you are taller. We thought that you were very small. You are not very small. You are taller." So I think television changed the perspectives, and also in relation to personalities, probably a little bit too, because what people see is the manager on the touchline, is the manager on matches, is the manager on the press conference before the match, is in the press conference after the match, is a little bit different. So I am what I am, and you know, I don't act. I don't act. You know, I see people acting. I don't act. Everything from me comes natural. When on the bench, I don't celebrate a goal. It's natural. It's for some reason I don't celebrate that goal. I'm focused maybe on what is coming. It's natural when I grab the bottles of water and I threw them away. It's natural when I kick a bottle and I get one match ban. Everything is natural on me. What you see is what it is. My father, as a player, he still played a few years in the old stadium. So I think this stadium is a stadium maybe to have 60 years old. So it's quite an old stadium. We had as a club the golden era of the 60s and 70s. So when I was a kid on the 70s, we were playing even quarterfinals of Cup Winners' Cup, UEFA Cup. We played Liverpool, we played Inter Milan, we had Leeds United. We had some of the biggest teams in Europe playing here in Setúbal. We won 3 Portuguese FA Cups. We used to finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th in the league. We were really a big club.
15 years ago, your first game in charge of Chelsea.
Chelsea, Manchester United.
Which it is this season, the first
Yeah.
game for Frank Lampard. What do you remember about that game? And the players are very different then to now?
In some aspects, yes, but I don't think one thing changed ever, which is after a pre-season where the players, they work hard, where the managers have the opportunity to put the ideas on the pitch and to work on the principles and the model. When the first match arrived, at least in my case, maybe it's because of that I never lost the first match of the season. I have a huge record of victories and a couple of draws. When you go to the first match, instead of think I go to the start of the marathon, I always think I go to the game. I never think, okay, this is the first game out of 38 or 60 of the season. No, I always feel I go to the game. And in that moment, even more, because was Chelsea, Manchester United, was a big game, was the first game at home. We didn't had any match friendly at home. We were in United States, and I don't remember where. We had a couple of matches, I think in Lisbon against Benfica in the Eusebio Cup, not at Stamford Bridge. So it was the first time Stamford Bridge, Manchester United, a few new players, Carvalho, Drogba, Robben, Peter Cech, the first game for many of us, and we were there to win the game, and we won the game. Everybody knew that Chelsea wanted it and United always wanted it, and everybody knew that was the starting of a phenomenal fighting season.
In a very, very, very long time, maybe in 25 years' time, just the very, very last that Jose Mourinho does, the very last job, would you one day like to manage Vitória?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I think it's a too big a responsibility for me. You know, to coach Vitória Setúbal is to be in the top of the tops of the responsibilities. Even more difficult for me from the emotional point of view than to coach, for example, the Portuguese national team, which would be a responsibility for me, obviously, but Vitória Setúbal is above everything. So no chance. Was my started. I coach Vitória Setúbal under 16s and under 18s for 3 years before I come to professional football. But independent of that, Vitória Setúbal is Vitória Setúbal.
And you mentioned there the Portuguese national team. Could that be your last job in football? Would that be an ambition?
Can be. A national team job for me still creates me some one match per month, lots of office, no pitch, no matches. Wait 2 years for an Euro, wait 2 years for a World Cup. No, still no. But you know, one day maybe. If not Portugal, another country, because when I go to the World Cups, when I go to the Euros, when I am there, when I am in the center of that event, I have the feeling one day I want to do it.
Yeah.
One day I want to feel it. One day I want this experience. One day I want really to go. But then when I think, it's not a job for me. But as you say, maybe one day, and if it is Portugal, obviously, I would be very, very proud of it.
We go to your house?
My mum.
Your mum's house? Yeah.
Moras aqui? Ah, moras aqui. Então.
Está de forma? Está tudo bem?
Tá tudo a andar. This is my street. People in Setúbal, they used to say that my street is the street that has my name, but this is my street. This is the place where I live all my life, and my parents lived, and my mom lives.
Which one?
This white and blue building. Too many cars now, but in my time, not so many cars. Playing football, even in the street, because it was not a too busy street. And then we had also this space here, which is incredible because this is a Roman water transportation. We had the Romans here centuries ago, and we still keep it in great condition. So this is I don't know the name in English.
I think we say aqueduct.
Aqueduct,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
an aqueduct. And but in my period here as a kid, was not a car parking, was just an empty space. So this is where we used to play, used to have some fun with the freedom of that time, without the fears of modern days. So I would say football here, especially on holiday time, football here until 11 p.m. until midnight. The aqueduct was the goal, not a rectangular goal, but this kind of goal. We had so much fun here, and it's incredible because my friends they still live here. They still live here, and that's my area. That's my area.
When you played as a youngster here, what were you then a midfielder? What kind of player
I was
were
the
you?
best. When I played, no, I was good. I was good because in the area I was basically the only one that played football properly in football teams. When I came here with my friends, was just to enjoy, and magnificent. And this area here, which is now quite a beautiful garden, was a work that they did a few years ago, because it was really an empty space with conditions to make something nice for people. You know, the way things happened to me, I was not chasing anything. I was not chasing anything. Sometimes people say, chase the dream. I had the dream. Honestly, I had it. but I was not chasing it. I was just, especially as a kid, as a teenager, I was just enjoying it, and I never put targets to myself. Of course, when you go to professional football, then is your life, then is your job, then to do something well, one day you need to do it with your heart. But I was never chasing. Everything was natural. I think the day I felt that's now serious stuff was when I left this place, and I left this place to go to professional football. I left Setúbal to go to Lisbon for the first time, to Estrela Amadora, and that was the moment where I felt, wow, now is serious stuff. Because until then, even as a young man, I was a high school teacher. I had my life. I had my quiet life, doing things that I love to do. I was a school teacher. I was working with the kids with Down syndrome, just in the building where when I arrived from the boat, just in front of the port, I was coaching Vitória Setúbal under 16s, under 18s, which was obviously total amateur, was not the kind of semi-professional academies or professional academies like we have now. I was just enjoying. The moment I went to professional football was when I had the click. Now is serious stuff, and there's been serious stuff until now, non-stop. And now I stop, and instead of enjoy it, I can't really enjoy it. I miss it.
You used to smile more. Was that a conscious decision to not smile as much?
No, if I have reasons to smile, I smile. I love to smile.
In news conferences and things like that. I mean, I know that you here relax, you smile a lot, but in in news conferences, you used to maybe have more jokes in the early days.
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
I remember famously you named not only your team but the Barcelona team. Example.
Barcelona, Valdés, Belletti, Puyol, Marques, Giovanni, Albertini, Deco, Xavi, Eto'o, Juli, Ronaldinho. Chelsea, Peter Cech, Paulo, Ricardo, John Terry, Gallas left back. Thiago Makalele, Frank Lampard, Joe Cole, Drogba, Igor Johnson. It's a good finish.
You were worried about bird flu.
Yeah. For me, pressure is bird flu. I'm feeling a lot. I'm serious. I'm feeling a lot of pressure with the swan in Scotland. No, I'm serious. You are laughing, but I'm serious. It's not far. Yeah, I'm more scared of the swan than football. What is football compared with life? A swan with bird flu? That for me, that's a drama of the last 2 days. You know, I cannot explain. No. I can just say that Manchester United time was not an easy time. Was not easy, and I always felt that to win the Europa League was fantastic, and it didn't look like it was the way people approach it.
To finish second.
To finish second was even more than that, So probably I was feeling a little bit like, wow, I'm working well, I'm giving everything, and I'm not getting what I think that deserve. But I cannot say. The only thing I can promise you is that when I have the next club, the next project, I will be so happy that I can promise you that I will walk into that first press conference with a big smile. That I can promise.
Any regrets?
No. If I have regrets with with the amazing things I did, then I can imagine how can people without success or less than me survive. No, but one thing is regrets, and another thing is the old story. Oh, if I knew it, I would do it, and that, of course, you feel that things could be done in a different way. But come on, amazing life, amazing professional life, and amazing future in front of me, ahead of me. Amazing future. 56 years old. Wow, I'm a kid.
Are you getting better as a coach?
I think I am, but I think it's very important. You know, sometimes I like to do a little bit of study. I like to read people even from different areas, from different generations. And recently, a friend of mine told me, think about it. And I did. Charles Darwin was not yesterday. He told something that in my basic English, with the evolution of the species, the best is not the strongest one, is not the most intelligent one, is the one that adapts to the change. And this is a very, very, very important point. Very, very important point. Sometimes the change doesn't mean, in my opinion, a change for better. Not always. Sometimes we change for worse. But I think is very important at every level that you understand the change and you adapt to it. So I would say that I'm really thinking about that. Is not enough to be one of the strongest ones, is not enough to be one of the best ones, is not enough to be one of the most intelligent ones. Is also very, very important, or even more important, to be able to understand and to adapt to certain things. I am a Setúbal boy, you know what I mean? And I will be always a Setúbal boy.
Jose, you've won loads and loads of things in your career, many honours, sporting honours. How special is this honour?
I still feel a little bit ashamed with it. You know, as I was telling you, I am a Setúbal boy, and I feel as a Setúbal boy, and I never think about it. Honestly, I'm not even comfortable with it. I used to know, obviously, very well this avenue, because it's a major avenue in the city. But I used to know by the old name. This is the old name of the street, Rua da Saúde, previously. That's the way I used to know. And for me, it's still that street. But I know what I mean for the people here, even for the young kids. You know, I think probably many of the parents, they tell them, look at him, also a kid from here, studied, fought for his life, for his success, and I feel some responsibility. The mayor didn't give me the chance to choose, and I was more than flattered with any little street that they could give me. But I was really happy that was this one. This is the start of it, in front of a football pitch, okay, a beach football pitch, but in front of a football pitch, and then goes through the traditional fishing port, which is the beginning of our city. With all the respect for every other city in this little country, this river as something special, that that the dolphins, they stay here, they don't go away. Lots of dolphins, big community of dolphins in the bay, and then the fish and the seafood in here is absolutely amazing. So it's beautiful, beautiful.
Where did the term "the special one" come from? And are you still happy you said it?
It's an old story, and
Did you plan to say it?
no, I didn't, and I keep saying the same, but the reality is that people doesn't want to listen to me. I never told I am the special
We were
one.
talking about wine, I think.
I was saying that I am a special one. The point was, and a couple of days ago I was telling this to some friends too. In this moment, to go to the Premier League, you need nothing. You need an agent. You need some work that you did somewhere, but you need nothing. It's so easy to go. In my time, when I went to the Premier League, in that summer, 2 foreign managers went to the Premier League, Mourinho and Benitez. Mourinho with a Champions League in the pocket, Benitez with a Europa League in the pocket, and champion of Spain with Valencia, which is something phenomenal. And we arrive. In this moment, it's not like that. In this moment, everybody arrives. Good for them. Was more difficult for us, was easier for them. So I arrive 2 days after the Champions League final, and one of the first questions I have in the Stamford Bridge room was if I was ready for the challenge, if I was ready for the Premier League. And I thought, what? I just won the Champions League and you are thinking that I am nobody. So I went a little bit on the aggressive side by saying, hey, I'm not one from the bottle, I'm not one in the middle of 100. I just won the F Champions League. I just won the F Champions League.
And
so
I
the
am
way
a
to I am
one.
a special one.
Yeah.
But then, bang, and stayed. No problem.
You spoke before about how much that street name means to you and the responsibility that you feel it puts on you, particularly with the kind of youngsters we see there playing. We hear a lot about the modern day footballers, in that I include you, being role models for the kids. Is that exaggerated, or do you believe that players and managers should be role models?
I believe. I truly believe. We make obviously mistakes in professional life, in social life, but we should never forget the responsibility, and more to your place, to the place that you come from. We become citizens of the world. Football managers, football players, especially the players. Every corner in the world, they are known. Everybody knows them. That's an incredible social phenomenon, football. But I think we should never forget where we come from. I used to say to my friends in Portugal in my beginnings of Chelsea Football Club, and they wouldn't believe that after a Premier League match I walk home. Okay, it was not very far, but was still a 20-30 minutes walk, and I finish the game, I go to the press conference, and then I walk. But yes, I live in London, I walk in London, I meet in the streets people from, Tottenham, Palace, Millwall, Chelsea, Arsenal. I lived in Manchester, no problem at all. United and City, even with Liverpool fans. I think England is a great country to feel that way. I'm thinking, I'm studying, I'm producing things, and I go to different sports. I analyze different sports. I meet my future stuff, because my future stuff is going to be different than my previous stuff. We
Why?
meet because I thought was also the moment for a few changes. Nothing by the personal point of view, of course not, but in relation to the knowledge, to the motivation, I think is also a good moment to do that. So I meet them, we speak, we analyze, we try to produce documentation that will be the base for the next work. So we are always thinking. But when I come to Setúbal and I have this privileged situation, in spite of I don't enjoy fully, but I have to admit that I enjoy, and is also good to have that. You know, one thing is to walk in King's Road, and another thing is to walk in an empty beach.
But you don't have to, do you, Jeff? Say you don't have to go and do a PowerPoint demonstration for a potential new employer with everything you've achieved. You don't have to talk about what you can do in the future. You could just say what you've done in the past.
No, I disagree. What I've done in the past, everybody knows. Everybody knows. In spite of, I feel sometimes that some people would like to forget, but that's not possible. But that's not the way. That's not the way I do. I'm not producing any document for anyone because there is not anyone waiting for me around the corner. I'm producing documents for myself, for my assistants, and that's the point, to make and to create all the time. I am a creator.
So some people would like to forget and they can't because the stats speak for themselves. You know, I mean, Premier League all-time win rate, you're less than 3% behind Sir Alex, above, you know, the likes of Pochettino, Jurgen Klopp, all these big names. Do you get frustrated that people seem to want to forget that sometimes? Not all people, but some people. Journalists, maybe?
I don't think about it. No, I don't think about it. But again, I know what I did, but I know what I can do, and I know what I'm going to do, and that's for me the point, and for me that's the point. You know, I don't need to prove to anybody. I need to prove to myself.
Frank Lampard.
In every lineup, for 3 years. In every lineup, he played every match.
Could you see then that he might one day be able to be at whatever level a coach?
No, I don't look to players when they are players in that perspective. What I always tell them is, are you doing the badges? Are you doing the coaching? Oh, I don't want to be. Oh, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't want to be. Maybe you won't. Maybe you don't want now because now you are just focused on this. But maybe you won't. So instead of do nothing after training and come on, study, do your thing. So I influenced during my career many of my players to start doing the badges, and the future who knows. What I always saw in Frank was an example of a professional. As a player, I was lucky to have so many untouchables. But he was one of the untouchable players I had in my career. A tremendous professional, tremendous. I live in London. I will eventually move to coach in other cities, even in other countries. But I will be always and forever a Setúbal boy, and that's. I think the best thing you have to do is what I do in here. I'm one of them, you know, just that.